Throughout her 90 years on this planet, Margaret Becker has been a loving wife, mother, grandmother, sister, and friend. She has a zest for life, and many say that she looks and acts much younger than her actual age. What's so remarkable is that she's been able to maintain a positive outlook despite her challenging and often trying life.
Margaret Becker, what the hell have you been doing for 90 years?
Margaret Becker was born on February 11th, 1919, in Scranton, Pennsylvania. She was the youngest of 4 girls, and her mother was a homemaker, and her father, a shoemaker and staunch communist, who gave away nearly every penny he ever earned. So, at the age of 4, Margaret's parents were forced to give her away to the local coal mine as a child laborer, where she quickly developed a severe case of black lung.
That didn't happen. Well, my father did give away a lot of the money he earned, but I had a wonderful childhood in Scranton. My sister Sylvia and I were inseparable. We used to play all the time. We'd go into the woods, we'd explore. We had a wonderful childhood.
Margaret Becker had a wonderful childhood in Scranton, Pennsylvania. She and her sister Sylvia used to play in the woods. They were inseparable, but at the tender age of 13, she was traumatized and devastated by her family's decision to move to the gritty, mean streets of New York City. Margaret was horrified when she arrived in New York City. They lived amongst immigrants who didn't speak English. They lived in squalor.
We didn't live in squalor. We lived in Brooklyn.
It was a place where everyone peed in the streets.
No. Only little boys peed in the streets. It was disgusting.
But out of the urine-drenched streets of New York City came one of the greatest love stories of all time. The story of when Sammy met Maggie. It was 1977 and they were on a car ride from the University of Chicago to New York City. Sammy kept telling Maggie how men and women couldn't be friends.
That was when Harry met Sally.
Oh. How did you meet again?
Well, Sammy was the boy next door, and he came upstairs to borrow some chairs for his bar mitzvah. And my mother thought he was so cute.
And then you got married.
No, we were 13.
But the fairy tale wouldn't last long. Margaret and Sammy weren't able to enjoy their time together because Margaret's father, the communist, continued to give away their life savings, and she was forced to take a job in a glass-blowing factory.
That's true.
Where they made bongs.
What's a bong?
All of this in the midst of her Great Depression.
No, it wasn't my Great Depression. It was the Great Depression.
While working at the glass-blowing factory, Margaret caused one of the greatest tragedies of the 20th century. Yes, that's right. For years, no one knew the truth that Margaret Becker caused the Hindenburg to catch fire.
No. I saw the Hindenburg catch fire from the windows of the factory.
And then in the 40s, Margaret and Sammy had a lavish wedding ceremony and eventually 2 beautiful children, Kenneth and Carolyn. Sam went to war and Margaret held down the fort, donating nylons, tin cans, and building weapons in her garage.
I never donated my nylons.
After being a key element in helping the war effort, Sammy returned home and Margaret got her first job as the head of GM.
No, I was not the head of GM. I worked for Revlon in the GM building.
She was the head of Revlon.
No, I wasn't the head of Revlon. I worked for one of the heads of Revlon.
She gave head to folks at Revlon. Then she moved into the Plaza Hotel.
No, I didn't move into the Plaza Hotel. I stayed at the Plaza when I worked late.
Her times at the Plaza were the inspiration for one of the most beloved children's books of all time, Margaret at the Plaza. And in 1980, the world changed forever. One of the most influential people in the universe came to be. A person who would make great strides, who would touch the hearts of millions, who would leave people in her wake mystified and feeling as if they'd been touched by the gods. Yes, in 1980, Margaret's granddaughter, Alexis, was born. Do you have anything to dispute about that?
Absolutely not.
It was at Revlon and eventually through Mary Kay that Margaret would meet up with her sassy team of girlfriends, Carrie, Miranda, Samantha, and Charlotte.
Pam, Marion, Nancy, Joyce, and Barbara.
Maggie and her friends were modern fashionistas, one step ahead of everyone. They would get together for cocktails to talk about men, fashion, and her experiences with her girlfriends led to a column in the New York Observer, a hit HBO TV show, and a blockbuster movie. After 30 years of living in New Jersey, Margaret abandoned the state of no sales tax and authentic Italian cuisine for her years at the White House. So, after 90 years of life, Margaret Becker, what do you have to say for yourself?
Live from Los Angeles, it's Saturday night.
Actually, it's your 90th birthday.
Live from Los Angeles, it's my 90th birthday. Let's party!